have a birth certificate?
In Kenya, we drive on the other side of the street.
A quick mind. On Kenya, we drive on the other side of the street. We're back with the roundtable. Howard, Susan, and Jonathan. President Obama has been making the birthers the butt of his jokes, but now the White House has announced that the president is going to Kenya this coming July. This summer will be his first visit as president to the homeland of his father. Right, that Donald Trump father. Former New Hampshire Governor John Sununu said that this will just get a rise out of the birther crowd. Here he is.
His trip back to Kenya is going to create a lot of chatter and commentary amongst some of the hard right who still don't see him as having been born in the U.S. I personally think he's just inciting some chatter on an issue that should have been a dead issue a long time ago.
Well, maybe it's his fault, Governor. I don't think so. President Obama has been taunted for years by those accusing him of being born in Kenya. We know that trope. And today the president is capable of having a little fun, as you just saw with the topic. Here he is again.
And just to be clear, I know where my birth certificate is, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. I think it's still up on a website somewhere. You remember that? That was crazy. That was some crazy stuff.
This will have a special place of honor alongside my birth certificate.
Of course, many presidents travel to the countries of their family's ancestry. Ronald Reagan and Jack Kennedy both celebratedly went to Ireland while in office. We all know those pictures. In fact, Reagan would go to what Tip O'Neill used to call the Valley of the Small Potatoes, he called it, because it wasn't so impressive. Susan, we can chuckle about this, but what gives here with that insistent one-fifth, one-fourth of the country that says, at least the pollsters, I always remind our producers, when you say to pollsters, this isn't necessarily the truth. You just do it to stick it sometimes. Why do they keep saying he's born in Kenya? He's here illegally?
I think it's just a proxy for saying I'm against Barack Obama and everything he stands for. I cannot believe that 1 out of 5 Americans thinks he actually wasn't born here because it's so ridiculous. I do think a trip to Kenya is a second-term trip, not a trip you would take in your first term. There is a mischievous part of Barack Obama saying, I'm going back to Kenya, make your jokes.
Governor?
Well, it's actually smart politically.
What's Sununu saying? Sununu's out there. He's a smart guy. He's out there saying this is his fault because he's going to stir up the crazies. No, it's the crazies' fault.
No, and here's what happens. This is like the Benghazi stuff. When people talk about the birth certificate or Benghazi, it reminds people that there's a segment of the Republican Party that's insane. I'm not joking. And the problem is those are the people who give the brand to the Republican Party because the media always features the most far-out people in every group,
I'm not going to stop
right?
doing that. Why would you not do that?
I don't think the president's doing this because he wants to incite, but it's going to have the effect, and it's going to remind the average voter that there is a portion of the Republican Party that's crazy.
Well, that's good politics. If Hillary Clinton gets hit by some sexist charge next summer and the Republican side somewhere on the far right, she'll say the Republicans are saying, and she'll go right back at them for it. That's what politics do. You take the weakest part of your opponent's argument and you kill it.
Yeah, you elevate it. And
you elevate it, you make it the biggest thing. That's what you do. You don't let a nice shot. I mean, enjoyed that one. You know, you're going to pay for that.
I mean, look, Barack Obama's gotten more laughs out of this than anybody in the two big laughs. Why does
Donald Trump, who has the biggest microphone in New York, sometimes I think, can get on any show he wants to, keep doing this?
Well, he pays for the microphone, as President Reagan once did.
Get some attention, right?
You know,
well, catch this one. According to a CBS poll that was taken in 2011, 1 in 4 Americans at that time thought President Obama was not born in the U.S. of A. And a Fairleigh Dickinson poll taken this January 2015, this year, found 19% of respondents say the president isn't a legal citizen of the United States. He's an illegal immigrant. The president of the United States is an illegal who snuck into this country, snuck somewhere and got himself presumed to be in the newspapers in Honolulu, somehow had them announce that he was born, set up the whole, so that his mother, this white woman from Kansas, would somehow figure out this is a way to get her little bitty unborn yet baby to be made president in 35 years.
This is an argument in favor of the Common Core.
That's why we need a Common Core. The craziness of this argument.
Somebody should call the authorities or file a lawsuit or something. I mean, shouldn't the Supreme Court be involved? This is insane. 19% of people.
Maybe we should bring back literacy tests just for this. Ask people, can you do? No, okay. That's right. You have to be politically correct. Anyway, thank you, Howard Dean, Governor, and thank you, Susan Page, and thank you.